What comes after the fire? Well, it's leadership in a different key. If the first half of your career was defined by energy, by pushing, driving, building, then this next part will likely ask for something different. It won't always be obvious, and you might still be showing up at your best, managing teams, hitting targets, offering sound advice. You might still be respected, even admired, but underneath the drive, something has shifted. The fuel that powered that drive is fading. What used to motivate you doesn't anymore. You're no longer chasing growth just because it's possible. The strategies that worked before now feel hollow. You still care deeply, but you're tired. Not from overwork exactly, but from misalignment. From carrying too much of it on your own shoulders. From knowing there's more, but not being sure what more even looks like. And let me tell you, you're not lazy and you're not lost. You're changing, evolving, and transforming. This shift is especially stark for those of us who have been in dual responsibility roles. The clinician and the founder, the operator and the leader, the sports player and the team captain, the technical expert and the team head. We've spent years toggling between delivery and direction, head down and high level. It's a demanding dance, and eventually something must give. Usually, it's your own inner fire that quietly steps back first. When I sold my business, one that was financially thriving and outwardly at its peak, most people thought I was mad. But I knew what they didn't. I could feel the slide before it began. I could sense that if I didn't create space to reflect, I'd either burn out or start making decisions that weren't true to me. And I didn't want to lead from that place. What followed wasn't tidy. I didn't leap straight into a bold new vision. I thought I would. I had a plan. I thought of a business that I wanted to create in this next stage. But none of that worked out. I tried things. I studied. I consulted. I got myself mentors. I signed up with a zillion gurus. Eventually, I built a new business. I let it evolve. And more than anything, I paid close attention to what truly energized me and what quietly drained me, no matter how strategic it sounded on paper. I came to see that true wealth, is not just about the money. In fact, the word wealth comes from the Middle English word wheel, W-E-A-L, and when you add a th on the end, wheel, which means well-being, becomes the condition of well-being. And it's about well-being in all aspects of life, in relationships, in creativity, in spirituality, and well-being for most leaders starts with alignment. Not the fluffy kind, the kind that lets you do the work you're meant to do in the only way you can. Now, the work I do centers on helping people, intelligent, capable, deeply committed leaders who are facing a quiet internal shift that others can't see. You might not be in full-blown crisis, but something's not sitting right. You're in the middle of something you can't quite describe. What you do know is that what comes next can't just be another strategic plan. It's got to come from a deeper place. And here's what I've seen in the people I now support. I hope it resonates. So if you're still holding a great deal, but starting to realize you don't want to hold it all, if you're ready to lead differently, but unsure how to shift gears without losing momentum or credibility. If you've lost interest in the hustle language, but also don't resonate with the vague talk about finding your purpose, you're not looking for hype. You're looking for what's real, useful, and aligned. This next phase of leadership is less about proving and more about presence. Less about the hard push and more about intentional pacing. Not stepping back, but stepping in more fully to the leader you've already become. The one who leads not just with intellect and grit, but with discernment and depth. And this evolution isn't theoretical, it's practical. It affects how you manage your team, how you prioritize, how you show up in meetings, how you design your days. It informs what you delegate, what you say yes to, and where you finally draw a line. It's about having the courage to stop building the life you thought you were supposed to want and start shaping the one that fits who you are now. And honestly, there is no one-size-fits-all blueprint for this. Sometimes it begins with a conversation, sometimes with a difficult decision. Often it starts with admitting that this version of leadership isn't working anymore and that something deeper is being asked of you. If you're in that place, half in, half questioning, know that this is not a step backwards. It's a step inward, and it's often the doorway to the most satisfying work of your life. So if you're still here, perhaps something mirrors your own experience. This is not about answers. It's an invitation to pause long enough to ask the right questions, to give yourself permission to recognize what's true, even if it's inconvenient, even if no one else can see it. Just know there's always a way forward, and it doesn't have to start with a plan. It can start with a conversation.